All right, we are up to our last topic, scheduling and real-time operations. In this, we're going to take a look at scheduling, the planning horizon, sequencing, flow time, and tardiness. We're going to talk about real-time issues and situational awareness. So getting started on this, let's take a look at scheduling. To determine timing, this depends on our planning horizon. The farthest point in the future is considered in decision making. How far out do we want to plan for? If we're taking at long-term planning, or are we taking a look at short-term planning? We need to decide on what our planning horizon will be. Once we get that long-term or short-term, we can figure it out. Long-term planning can be looked at make to stock, line balancing, resource planning, where short-term is scheduling, also referred to as planning, the make to order resource loadings, prioritization, routing, how things will go, and somewhere in the middle of that is that make to assemble, aggregate planning, material requirements planning. When do you need to order stuff? That can't be done in the very short term because we need to know how long of a lead time we have to make sure we have everything that we need. All of these is in there in our planning process. We look at work center scheduling, and it's literally sequences to determine the order in which requirements are met. And different sequences can be created with different rules. Simple priority sequencing rules include our shortest processing time, which is known as SPT, and the longest processing time, LPT. Also FCFS, first come, first served. So what are we looking at? The shortest processing time, at how quickly can we get things out? Or when do we have to have it out by at that latest point that we have the processing time to be able to do this? And we might do it piecemeal. We might do it closer to the end, look at that. Or if we're taking, especially in service areas, first come, first served. The flow time is the length of time a job spends in the system. How long from beginning to end. To see flow time in a multiple work center sequence, you can use what's called a Gantt chart, and we have an example of that here. A Gantt chart is a scheduling diagram that illustrates activities across a horizontal line. So if we take a look at weeks here, Sunday through Saturday, we're taking a look at what day things are. We have a start, and the task name here, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. What are the predecessors? What needs to be done before it? When we take a look at A, the task name, we need to have the start before it, and that's it. The same with B. C has both. A needs to be done. The ID number 2 needs to be completed. And here we have the duration, the number of days that it will take. So we take a look here on our Gantt chart at where we will start, how long it will take, and what that next step is going down. And we can take a look how all of these things will progress over the week's times or the day's times that it takes to create each and produce each item in each part of the item. When we take a look at a Gantt chart and we take a look at this, we're taking a look at the number of days, the total amount of time, that flow time that it's in from point 0 to the finish date. And that's what we're taking a look at here. We also need to know about tardiness when we take a look at scheduling. Tardiness is the length of time a job is late. If a job is finished early or on time, it's considered a 0 for tardiness because it's done when we need to have it completed. But if it's late, we can schedule it in hours, in days, in weeks. It depends on what our time buckets that we're using here, because again, these right here are written here as days on this Gantt chart, but it's seen as a time bucket. So it can be days, it can be weeks, it can be hours that those are listed out as. So what is a tardiness? So a tardiness of 1 would be one time bucket. So if we're looking at days as our time bucket, a tardiness equal 1 would be 1 day late. A tardiness is equal of 10 would be 10 days late. And do you ever want to have late stuff? No, we do want to try to get work done on time or as close to a tardiness level of 0 as possible. The ultimate in short-term planning horizons is real time. This is the present point in time or now. We want to take a look at what the real time is. How long does it really take? What's happening now? Where things are in real time? Where they are at our present point in time. Not what their tardiness factor will be, not how long it takes on the planning horizon, but real time. Where are they at now? Because success in real time is heavily dependent dependent on good situational awareness. So short-term planning horizons, we want to make sure we have situational awareness. This is a comprehension of our environment, what's happening, and its potential for our near future states. So sometimes you need to take a look at the weather and find out what's happening, and if we have hurricanes coming in that, right now we're looking at October in 2016 when this is being videotaped. And parts of North Carolina, the roads are flooded. People can't get in and out. Businesses can't deliver their products. They can't produce because their roadways are flooded. They have no way to get things out of their plants. This is something that needs to be taken into consideration when we take a look at winter weather, snowstorms that are coming up, when we take a look at blizzards. People actually follow this stuff to know where transportation, where things in their supply chain will be, getting raw materials in, getting finished goods out, having their factory, their people working in factories able to get there. If you're looking at a service size organization, making sure that you have enough people who are on duty or on call to come in and be able to work. All of this is part of situational awareness. What's happening with the environment? What's happening with political things? Where you get your raw materials? Is there political unrest that's building? These are all things you need to take into consideration when you are working with scheduling. So this right here is the end of our lectures. We're going to take a look. I've got the reference sheet up here. Here is what I have used. Most of this information for this class has come from Practical Operations Management from Herscher's Publishing by Simpson and Hancock, with a good part of it also coming from James B. Dilworth's Operations Management Providing Value in Goods and Services, this third edition that was through Cengage Learning. It is now out of print, but the majority of the information for this class has come from these two items, but I have my reference list here for you. Thank you for taking this class. You're up for your last exam, so let's take a look now at that last exam.